There's a point where it tips, there's a point where it breaks, there's a point where it bends, and a point we just can't take anymore. There's a line that will cross and there's no return. There's a time and a place, no bridges left to burn anymore. We can't just wait with lives at stake until they think we're ready. Our enemies are gathering round, storming, growing daily. Now it's time to say goodbye to the things below and the innocence of God.
If that's dust that she's using for the shield, that might be part of her semblance, which I believe her semblance is supposed to be telekinesis.
So, like when she does the bit where she grabs the debris and makes it into kind of like a bullet, a giant bullet itself, and fires it. Like, I can't remember when the rocks, the piece of the building.
Yeah, the debris from the roof. She stops it in midair, combines it, and shoots it, and then she turns it into 2 or 3 different streams that redirect. That's all pure telekinesis.
And as I should know, I've used telekinesis before. So that's how Glinda does it, but there are more. So we don't.
Well, and then there was the hailstorm.
Yeah, but the hailstorm is more or less using. We know that as ice dust because I think she has said it before at one point, or the voice actress. Monty or the voice actress has said that it was ice dust that it was used.
But she shot it out as a crystal.
So it can
So the question is, was it? It could have been a cut or an uncut crystal.
Well, you need to look at it very carefully in order to answer that question.
Obviously, well, we'll talk about that in a minute. But,
What do you mean?
well, we were going to move on to talk about the potential of semblance affecting dust.
Oh yeah, I've been meaning to talk about that because I was having a think about it earlier before we started. If semblance works with dust, would Ruby's speed also classed with dust in this case?
If there was a, well, I mean, Ruby's semblance is her pure speed.
Gotta go fast. Yeah.
But she also uses her, but she also uses the cartridges to propel her. So the question is, maybe it's not so much speed as anti-gravity.
Go on, anti-gravity.
If she uses the cartridges, the recoil to fly, maybe she's actually lighter than what she's supposed to be.
Oh, okay. So her body is lighter, and she uses kind of like her ammo to propel herself.
Yes, so her semblance makes her body lighter to go faster.
Ah.
That would also align with the whole food fight tornado.
Yeah, we don't talk about the dark time. It made no sense, but it's hilarious anyway.
But if you consider her semblance as anti-gravity, it would make sense.
Yeah, but she's also Picasso, and she's also a bit dumb, so how would that make sense?
Idiot savant.
Fair play.
But
That was just random.
well, let's talk specifically when it comes to semblance, ice dust between Glenda and Weiss.
Here we go.
Now, yes, we've only seen one ability from Glenda that uses ice, and that was the hailstorm.
And Weiss has used it on multiple occasions in different scenarios.
And in different forms in those scenarios. But if we consider Glenda's semblance to be pure telekinesis, and she was using an ice crystal. I mean, that attack was pretty deadly, but it really wasn't very accurate for someone who was obviously could use had the ability to control inanimate objects accurately.
Okay.
So that would mean that her semblance plus the dust crystal would mean that the dust was too hard to control precisely.
And what about Weiss? Because
Weiss uses the powder.
Mm-hmm.
And since her semblance is her glyphs, of which there are 3 types.
Yes, black.
Attraction, repulsion, and haste.
Oh, yeah.
Haste from Final Fantasy.
I see what you did there.
Well, that's what they did there. I mean, let's go back to Dead Fantasy. That's exactly what happened. But
I wonder if they ripped that off.
He didn't rip it off. It's his own product.
I don't know. I don't know.
If Monty ripped it off, he ripped it off from his own series.
Well, Monty's a clever person. He's an evil genius playing us.
But let's theorize that when Weiss is using ice against the Nevermore, the Deathstalker, and the giant armor.
Blood pig.
Huh?
The blood pig.
Yeah.
There you go.
And she's using the repulsion glyph to spread it out.
Mm-hmm.
And then when she wants a thin, slippery layer, she uses the attraction glyph to spread it out.
Okay.
She has more control over it, but it's nowhere near as deadly.
Okay. And there's also, I think this is just random speculation, but why would it go red? Why did it go red? It went from black to red. Black would be, not repulsion, attraction, and then it turned red. So, isn't that like a combination of semblances? So, is the plural, I think, semblances?
Well, or it could be a combination with the dust cartridges that RWBY was using at that time.
Oh, so it's still a combination. It just makes a different colour when it is combined, like the dust.
But we've proven that already in the white trailer when that giant armor was blown into the sky when she, like, I would say, wove like that wind dust into one of her glyphs, and he walked on top of it.
And when Weiss used that for some reason, Omega ability, which she never uses again, so I'm going to call that MacGuffin move, to destroy the actual knight.
What, you mean her Mystigard?
Yeah, I'm just going to call it the MacGuffin move. They all have MacGuffin moves apart from RWBY. Because I don't see Yang doing the black and white punch. So that's a MacGuffin. That's only used once and once only. Then you got Blake, who, well, can go super fast with the whip, and you can't say it's with the robot in Volume 2 because she uses both of her swords, and Weiss when she kills the actual knight from the propulsion of one of her glyphs, when she kind of supercharged her sword. MacGuffin abilities. Mystic Art, yes. But I call it MacGuffin. MacGuffin sounds fun.
But the thing is that with I would say that the dust that she used to finish the thing off is like one of those rare, forcibly combined mechanically type dusts. Ones that are too dangerous to have in stores.
Oh yeah, because she is one of the daughters of a major dust company.
Mm-hmm.
So that would make sense. I've got a theory for later anyway. So, that's another semblance, but you also wanted, you were talking about Pyrrha.
Yeah, I think personally the way the semblances work, if the semblances affect Dust like I'm thinking they are, a lot of the characters would really need to be reworked. Let's be honest, Pyrrha has the ability to, is polarity, magnetism.
Magnets are
Okay.
cool too.
Yeah, magnets are cool too, but let's be honest. She could easily put use that magnetism on her on like her boots and become like a maglev train. Or if she uses or if she uses a magnetic bullet and some lightning dust, she could easily turn her rifle into a railgun.
Okay.
Well, we have the RWBY version of a scientific railgun.
We have the Super Saiyan of RWBY.
We've got the Super Saiyan. Now we've got the Misaka of it.
Oh my god. Now all I'm waiting for is the shipping to shut up. That way your theory would make a lot of sense. And then, oh yeah, I'll ask you about this later, but so what you're saying is Pyrrha could be one of the strongest soldiers and she doesn't even know it.
I'm saying that her fighting style doesn't match her semblance. At least not yet.
Well, that's why they're in school.
I know, but remember, she's already won the Miss World Regional Tournament. How many times? 3, 4 times in a row?
I think it's 6 that they mentioned.
Thought it was 4.
Yeah, I can't remember.
But
yeah.
But I mean, in between that and the Pumpkin Pete's Marshmallow Flakes box, I think she somehow thought that she somehow forgot that her semblance could easily aid her fighting style. Because as of right now, her semblance has only been used twice. Well, maybe 3 times in total.
Hold on. Once was in the fight with the Ursa and Jean with his Deus Ex Machina sword. Second time would be the food fight episode.
There was one before that when she used her shield to cut off the Deathstalker's tail.
Are you sure that was her semblance? Because that didn't go black.
You couldn't tell at that point. It was moving too fast anyway. But the odds of her reflecting that back perfectly.
Okay, I see that happening.
And you did hear a bit of a magnetic sound when she received it back again.
Monty, you evil genius! If he thought that through, he's an evil genius. Like if the RWBY community, if Monty watches this at one point and he goes, "I didn't think of that. Let's make that canon." Just he will slowly make that canon.
I mean, it's not like it's not like she's Captain America.
Yeah. So let's wait until the part when she explodes. Oh, Cardinal, let's wait until you die. Characters can die, can't they? Because Ursas can have their heads decapitated and their tails shoved through their heads and decapitated.
Well, currently, at this point, there is way too much plot armor on every human and Faunus character.
Cardinal, you win this round.
None of them will die at this point, at this juncture, until the point where Ozpin becomes Dumbledore.
Why? Dumbledore. Why? I don't want to see Ozpin with a massive beard.
No, I don't mean it. I don't mean that part of Dumbledore.
Oh, aesthetically.
I meant fate-wise,
Okay.
as in spoilerish, fate-wise. Although how long ago was that? This point.
I just said like he would turn aesthetically into Dumbledore.
Well, hashtag spoilers. Snape kills Dumbledore. There.
Oh. Nah. Yeah, again, I do spoil a lot in my videos, so who cares?
Yeah, but my point is that I don't think anyone in the series is going to die until Ozpin does.
I don't think Ozpin will die. He's Monty in disguise.
No, Ren is Monty in disguise.
They're both Monty in disguise. Think about it.
But my point is, hey, if we're going to be going all Harry Potter-ish on here, and I've been saying it from the beginning, Ozpin is way too much like Dumbledore to not be Dumbledore.
So, but he strikes me as the Wizard of Oz, didn't he?
Gee, I wonder why.
No. I need to work better on my jokes. So, oh, thank you. So that would be mostly all the semblances, because you got like Pyrrha being God. We'll excuse Ozpin because we don't know what his fighting style is yet. We're not going to mention the blatant obvious, which I don't believe you know of, which I won't go into. And then you've got all the main teams, but
Other than John and his second wind ability.
I don't think that's his pure semblance.
I think that is. It's just that he doesn't know how to control it. Because in his fight, he completely heals himself from absolutely from being the shit beat out of him, just so he can go and get the shit beat out of him.
Yeah. Well, let's see that until I get to my review, because I only have 3 more episodes until I reach that bit.
Mm-hmm.
The Jeanne of Arc storyline.
Mm-hmm.
I feel bad for giving that episode a 5 out of 10.
Yeah, what would it take to make you to do a 3 or 2?
What do you mean?
What would it take for you to give a 3 or a 2 in one of your reviews?
Well, the episode actually has the way I do my actual structure of like the 1 to 10 ranking. It has to go from a personal level to a very more deep emotional level. What is it? I can't really spoil it as much, but one of my favourite episodes is actually to the very end of RWBY.
Mm-hmm.
I like it for an emotional level because it tells a story of something that happened in my life, and that's why I love it to bits. I love it dearly. But the only way I would ever give a review is if it basically tells a story of something that happened in my life, happened personally to me, and does it very wrong, like bullying. They did the bullying story, that's why I gave it 5, but they still did it, like, they added the characters and gave them still their personality, so everything was fine. But if they, like, made RWBY very hyperactive, Pierre didn't care, and was trying to calm down everyone else, kept Nora as it is, it would make literally no sense to me, and I would hate it. I would only hate it if they muddled up a lot more things.
So so let's say if Nora was the main support for Jean with her attitude, that would be a 2.
Yep, 100%.
Okay.
That would be exactly a 2. So that's more or less how my structure goes through. There are a few other things I'd like to go that are put into a concept, like again how the script works and how the actual animation is. Music doesn't go into it, as I'll see later on down my line. So yeah, that's more or less how it works for me.
But we are digressing here.
Yes, that is padding. very much. So I think
We might even cut that.
this is me here. I've got a few more things to do, so it'll probably be still in as a blooper or something like that.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Or sped up like 25, 50%.
Have you seen my the newest review then? Oh yeah, 'cause
Yes.
you have. Yeah. Never say that again because I know I can't pronounce the name. So, meh.
Try it.
No, you can't.
Come on, once.
What? Velvet. Keep saying Velvet.
Okay, but with the last name?
Violet.
Nope.
I know, I got it wrong.
No, you didn't even say the right word at that point.
I know, I'm bad. So I ripped myself out of that. I'm bad. Now I feel bad for putting that Nora sped up thing on acid.
No, I think that was appropriate. I mean,
Yeah.
it was the dumbest line.
Yeah, but there was one thing that this is like a behind the scenes for you here, but I actually took away, the third one where it actually goes back to normal and goes, oh, we'll break his legs again, back to normal.
Mm-hmm.
I had to redo that because something sounded so demonic. I put it to like literally a very good speed where it's so slow, it sounded like a man's voice, and put it on acid again.
And it was like, we'll break his legs.
I took that out immediately. This one, I'm like, we'll break his legs, we'll break his legs, we'll break his legs. Like, very normal, high pitched, very low. It made no sense.
No, I get why you did that. It's one of those things.
Yeah, so that's why I went normal, high, normal. That's why I kept it like that. Right, so I guess that's our dust plus padding done.
Unless we want to do a PSA about fan art.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, I'll go with that. Actually, hold on. I've got a better idea. To save me from doing less editing, we'll do this in one day so we can get this quickly done. We'll end it here, and then we'll start it again, then we'll do a PSA on the actual fan art. That way we have more time to do it.
Sounds good.
Right, so we'll sign off here, and then redo it again.
Alright.
Right, so this is Ben the Traveller, and I will sign out for you. Redemption?
This is Redemption2. See you on your travel.